Welcome. Today I'm going to share with you my recipe for curry crab and dumpling. And for this recipe I have here 2.5 pounds of snow crab. I have one lemon that I'm going to use to wash it out. Also some chopped scallions, minced garlic, chopped celery, chopped onions, green seasoning for curried meat dishes. I'll leave the link for that up in the right hand corner. And some chopped tomatoes, salt and pepper to taste. So the first thing I like to do is I like to take my snow crab and I like to cut them at the joints. Now I cut this part out because it doesn't really have any meat in this, so I just cut this off, discard it, and then I go ahead and I cut this by the joints. Okay, so I just finished washing the crab and cutting it up. I washed it with lemons, and I like to cut it up because when you cut them, the creamy milk coconut curry sauce is going to go inside of the shell and it's going to flavor that meat and make this taste extra nice. So now we're going to move on to seasoning. So the first thing we do is salt the crab, black pepper, and you're going to put all of the seasonings in the crab. Now the correct list of measurements, the correct measurements for the list of seasonings will be down in the description box. Okay, go ahead and give this a mix. If you want this to be extra spicy when you're making your green seasoning, just blend some extra hot peppers in there. So once you've mixed your seasonings in with the crab, you're going to cover this, put it into your refrigerator overnight and let it marinate, and then we'll move on into cooking it tomorrow. Okay, now we're going to move on to cooking our crab. And so put your pot to heat up on medium low heat because we're going to cook the curry and we don't want this to burn. Here I have a few grains of jeera seeds, methi seeds, curry powder, which is mild curry, and some hot curry. Now you can either make this dish with all mild curry, you can mix it like I'm doing, or you can make it with all hot curry. It's all up to you. I'm also going to use some coconut milk to put in this dish, and a little bit of vegetable oil to help cook the seeds. Add some oil to your pot, about a teaspoon. When your oil is warm, add in your methi seeds. Now methi seeds are also called fenugreek seeds, and your cumin seeds or jeera seeds. We want these to start to toast and flavor our oil. So my seeds are turning a nice brown color. So I'm going to add in my curry powder, the 2 sets. Now I'll leave the list of ingredients down below in the description box for you all. You want to lightly toast your curry powder. Make sure it's on low heat. So I'd say like about a minute or so. Let this toast in here. Now add some water after that minute to help your curry cook. And you're going to turn this and your curry is going to start to thicken up and clump together. So you see how the curry has started to thicken up? That's what you want. Now you're going to add a little more liquid, which is water, just to thin the curry out. You're going to raise your heat up to high. And now we're going to add in our crab. And we're raising the heat on high because we want our crab to bunch down or dry out before we add any additional liquids to help it cook. So add some water to this bowl and set it aside. Mix your crab into your curry, and we have the heat on high. We want this to start to bungee down. After it's bungee down, then we'll go ahead and add our coconut milk and the rest of our liquids to help cook this. In the meantime, while the crab is bungeeing down, we're going to make the dumplings. And here I have 2.5 cups of flour. Now you can make as much or as little dumplings as you like. Add some salt to it, about 1/2 teaspoon. Mix that in. Now I do not like to put butter or anything in my dumplings. I just make it plain like this. And you're going to add enough water to create a very firm dough. So my dough has come together. You just need to give this a quick knead. If it's rough, that's okay. You don't need the gluten to form. So put it on your surface and add some flour to your surface. Okay, so now we're going to roll out our dough. Now I'm rolling out my dough. Some people like to make cattle tongue dumplings to go with their crab. And I actually like my dumplings really small. I don't like to be cutting those big dumplings. What I do is I roll out my dough, and then I go ahead and I cut it into smaller pieces. So now you just take a pizza cutter, or you can use a knife, whatever you have. And I like cutting them into strips. And then from the strips I cut them into smaller squares, which would be bite size. So my crab is all bungeed down. As you can see, that liquid has dried up. I was in the pot. Bungeing down gives your food extra depth, extra flavor. So now we're going to add our reserved liquid that we had our seasonings in. This is about 2 cups. Now I'm going to add in my coconut milk. And now all we do is leave this to cook and let it thicken up. Now it's seafood, so it wouldn't take very long to cook. So you want to put your heat up on medium high. You don't want it to be extremely high because we had it on high when we were bungeeing it down. So drop your heat back to medium high now and let everything cook and let the sauce thicken up. One other thing is, we went ahead and made our dumplings here. If you want to put your dumplings into your crab with your coconut milk to cook, you can do that, or you can cook it one side. To your boiling water, add in your dumplings. And we're going to allow our dumplings to boil until they're nice and tender and they start to float to the top of the water. When your dumplings are finished, mine just took about 5 to 6 minutes. I'm going to drain it and I'm going to put the same pot back up onto the stove. Now, you can either leave the dumplings plain, but my husband likes it like this, which is I add a teaspoon of butter and a teaspoon of golden ray. I'm going to actually fry up the dumplings. To this butter, I'm going to add in some chopped onions and let that saute. And I have my heat on medium high. You just want the onions to cook and get nice and soft. If it turns a little brown, that's okay. To your sauteed onions, add in your dumplings. Mix. You can take this stove off now. You don't want the dumplings to start to burn on you or stick to the bottom of the pot. And your dumplings are ready. So just set them aside until your crab is ready. It's ready. As you can see, the sauce has reduced quite a bit and it has really thickened up nicely. I went ahead and I tasted it for salt and it has the perfect amount of salt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to assemble my crab together with my dumplings and I'm going to show you all what it looks like. So here you have it, my crab and dumpling recipe. I hope you guys try this recipe. Make it. Let me know down below if you like it. Remember, all the ingredients with the correct measurements will be found in the description box down below. Thank you all, and I will see you all another day with another one of my recipes. Enjoy!